Welcome back for another semester of the Left Bench TV. I'm Noah Gross.
And I'm Alex Flum. Noah, it may still be cold outside, but that's not stopping spring sports from getting started. Two of those spring teams will defend national titles, and they both happen to play the same sport.
Crab cakes and lacrosse. That's what Maryland does. Turns out, they also do a lot of winning.
Get ready to party like it's 1975. The Terps take the national championship for the first time in 42 seasons. It's all over. Maryland takes the national championship here in Foxborough, the third time in 4 years.
It's sort of everything you dream about, you know. You put in that work with your teammates each and every day, and to have it come to fruition is just truly just an amazing experience.
After falling in the title game 2 years in a row, the men got it done last year, their first title since 1975. The women defining dominance, finishing last season undefeated, ending the year with an NCAA best 13th national title. But for now, it's back to business.
Last year's plays and last year's seniors aren't with us anymore. So we can't keep looking back and thinking that anything's going to carry over.
We have a different team, so a lot of it kind of goes into just factoring all these different pieces in, and we're just trying to pull from all areas and, again, put these pieces together so we can step on the field and execute.
Lots to look forward to this year for both lacrosse teams in College Park. And to talk some lax, we bring in our reporter, Kevin Brown. Kevin, both of these teams coming off of titles, what are the chances we see two repeats?
Well, obviously a lot more likely for the women to repeat. They got this tremendous dynasty going on this year. Last year, the undefeated season. Going into this year, they bring a lot more of those returning attackers back to the team. And the men's, they got some fresh faces, but look out for them to make a deep run as well.
And talking about the men now, after the championship, the talk was going to be what's next? The loss, you talk about Matt Rambo, Dylan Malton, Colin Heacock, Run DMC, all gone. The attack is going to be completely new this year. Who do you expect to step up?
Well, it's going to be a lot of pressure going on to Connor Kelly's shoulders. He's wearing the #1 jersey this year. It's a lot of impact going on to that. And he scored the most goals ever by a midfielder last year, so he's got to be the guy to step up.
And with the women's program, it just seems like they have so much talent and they're so deep every season. What do they have coming in this year that's going to allow them to succeed?
Well, look for Louisville transfer Megan Syverson. She scored 2 goals in the opening game. But also look for Brittany Griffin. She's going to have an increased role as an attacker this year, as well as Jen Giles. She's going to man that midfield, and she scored a hat trick in the opening game.
Thanks, Kevin. To keep up with all of Kevin's coverage, go to theleftbench.com. And the men's team, they got their season started off this weekend, and let's just say things went pretty well. After 42 years of heartbreak, the men's lacrosse championship is back in College Park. Terps picking up where they left off a year ago. Tim Rotans with an absolute laser beam to get Maryland rolling. Impressive there, but how about this shot from the freshman Utah native, Bubba Fairman? Sends a ripper into the back of the cage. Some understandable excitement from him. Take note here, folks, do not make a mistake against the Terrapins. They will steal it from you and shoot it into the open net, kind of like Connor Kelly does here. Hey, here's that Connor Kelly guy again, this time passing to Logan Wisnauskas, and he knows what to do with it. Bubba Fairman says, hey, don't forget about me. A screamer for a goal. Terps rolling. If 2 goals are good, 3 is better. Bubba Fairman, another one. A hat trick in his debut. Those hat trick things seem pretty cool, so Tim Rotans thought he would get one of his own. The cherry on top for the Terps.
Now for some women's lax, Kathy Reese and company back for more, taking on William and Mary in the pouring rain. Terps scoring early. Caroline Steele off the free position, the junior, looking for another big year. And hope you didn't blink. About 20 seconds later, Megan Syverson, the transfer from Louisville, streaking down the field and scoring. Now check this one out. Sweet Caroline. Let's just say this one was over way before it started, Noah. Brittany Griffin joining the party. Terps all over the tribe. Megan Whittle to Callie Hartshorn. Maryland didn't score for the last 18 minutes. They still hold on to win 18-7.
And I thought we were moving well off ball, which was nice. So we were creating opportunities for each other by taking defenders out of the way. And you could see people like Caroline Steele step up, or Megan Whittle, Jen Giles. A lot of those guys had really good looks on cage in the beginning of the game.
We came out strong. We just wanted to really make a statement, and play Maryland lacrosse, and I think we did that well. We executed everything we had been practicing for the past 3 weeks, and we're just really happy to be here and excited to kick off the season.
On the heels of a crushing loss at Penn State, Maryland men's basketball came back home to take on their Big Ten foe, Northwestern. The Terps feeling it pregame, looking to get back to their winning ways. Gold rush game for Maryland, and no-look passes like this from Daryl Morcell make those gold unis look just that much better. Terps were rolling inside and outside. Anthony Cowan making it rain from distance in the first half. Rule number 1 for guarding the Red Mamba: do not let him heat up. Here he beats the shot clock off the glass. Who likes epic drives to the hoop? I think Anthony Cowan does. Great finish here through the Wildcat defense. Later, Deion Wiley finds Kevin Herter inside and he finger rolls it in with the left hand. Maryland defends home court against Northwestern.
Well, whenever you lose a head coach to another program, it's always tough, but it's a little bit easier to deal with when you have a familiar in-house replacement. The Maryland volleyball team faced an unexpected situation this offseason. After 4 years, head coach Steve Ayard left the program for conference rival Indiana. A few weeks ago, then associate head coach Adam Hughes was named head coach. Hughes began his coaching career as an assistant with Penn State. In 2 stints with the Nittany Lions, he won 3 national titles and 8 Big Ten conference titles. Now, after 4 years as a member of Maryland's coaching staff, he's ready for the next step in his career.
It's something that I've wanted to be for a long time. I mean, I think in this career, you're always trying to learn from people around you. I've had 2 really good mentors. You know, Steve was a good friend, and he helped me by allowing me to be in a lot of the decisions behind the scenes.
And an early challenge for Hughes, the highest-ranked Maryland recruit ever, Gia Milana, a rising junior. She's transferring to Baylor, and libero Kelsey Wazinski to Florida State. Over on the baseball diamond, Rob Vaughn will be calling the shots. Vaughn was an assistant under former head coach John Sheff for 5 seasons before spending last year as an associate head coach. When Sheff took the top job at Virginia Tech, the team named Vaughn head coach this summer. This season, Vaughn will look to help continue Maryland baseball's success, but also bring a new attitude.
I understand that I'm not John Sheff, and I think the worst thing I can do is try to go in and do everything exactly like he did it, and I lose kind of who I am. So what I've tried to do is take a lot of the lessons I learned from Coach Sheff about holding people accountable, about taking care of the little things, about doing the things that nobody else cares about and doing those right every single time, and blending that a little bit with my own style and my own beliefs to kind of create the culture we've created out there.
And let's take a look at the beginning of the season for Maryland baseball. They'll get things started with a 3-game series down in Tennessee before facing William and Mary. Terps will then open their home slate against Army.
Should be a fun season for Maryland baseball and a fun offseason for a couple former Terrapin football players. Standout wide receiver DJ Moore and cornerback J.C. Jackson were both invited to the 2018 NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis this month. DJ Moore was named the Big Ten Receiver of the Year a season ago, posting over 1,000 yards. J.C. Jackson tied for the team lead in interceptions in 2017, earning honorable mention All Big Ten. Now, from former Terps to future ones, National Signing Day has passed, and Maryland football fans have even more reason for optimism. According to 24/7 Sports, DJ Durkin boasts another top 30 class heading into the 2018 season. The Terrapins class ranks ahead of Big Ten foes Michigan State, Iowa, and Wisconsin. The big get for Maryland on signing day was Ken Montgomery Jr., a cornerback from Florida who chose College Park over UCLA, Louisville, and others.
On to the mats, Maryland wrestling welcoming Minnesota into the Xfinity Center on Sunday. Hasn't been a pretty year for them, but boy has Yusuf Hamida, the 7th-ranked heavyweight in the nation, been good. Picked things up at 149 after Ryan Deal pulled off a pin. Alfred Baby J. Bannister hyped up the crowd with this major decision victory. Later on, David Brian Whistler doing work for the Terps. He's able to pick up a decision victory in the 197 weight class. The big man Hamida closed out the afternoon, and it was a battle for him, but he was able to eke out a 3-1 victory over Riley Streifel for his 8th conference victory of the year. A loss for the team, though, they fall 26-22, finishing the year winless in the Big Ten, 2nd year in a row.
We've got some pretty good teams in our conference, you know. I mean, it's not something new, but I think our guys towards the end started to realize that, hey, they can compete.
Sticking in the Xfinity Center, the Maryland Gymnastics team had a successful meet over the weekend. Reporter Morgan Weaver has the recap for us. Morgan?
Thanks, Noah. 4 teams enter the Xfinity Center today looking for a win in the Maryland Quad Meet. Maryland's ultimately coming out on top with a score over 196. Leading the Terps today was Audrey Barber, who came in first in the all-around. Let's see how it went down. Team and crowd hyped up for Terps Gymnastics on Sunday. It was a special day for head coach Brett Nelligan. With wins in vault, bars, beam, and floor, the team posted a high score of 196.575.
Our highest score all year, so we're really excited about that, and I guess it was Brett's highest team score that he's ever had, so that's super exciting for him, and just our whole atmosphere and attitude definitely is going to help our confidence.
Freshman Audrey Barber was a star for the Terps. She had a meet best 39.475 all around.
Audrey had a phenomenal day. She continues to impress in that she's only a freshman and she's putting up all around numbers, 39.475. That's a massive score, and she's just a freshman. So she really impressed me with her calm and her poise, and she really brought it all home on floor today. I was really proud of her.
A big win today for the Terps in front of their home crowd. They will take this momentum and head to Morgantown, West Virginia to take on the Mountaineers next Sunday. This is all from the Xfinity Center. Thanks so much. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Morgan. Make sure to stay tuned for left bench coverage of the next Maryland Quad Meet and Maryland 5 Meet.
Lots of optimism from the gymnastics team, some optimism from the softball team as well. Last season, a year to forget for them, just 11 wins in 51 games. But Julie right now in her 3rd season with the Terps, ready to focus in on this year.
Took some time for them to develop, okay, what is she looking for? Is she going to stay? That was kind of a big question too, since they'd been, since 2 coaches had left. So, I think it's going well. I think we're learning the system. I think we're stronger because of it. I'm excited to see where we take it this year.
Terps kicked off their season this past weekend with a tournament at UCLA. They fell in their first 4 games, but salvaged the trip with a 2-1 victory over Middle Tennessee on Sunday.
After the best season in program history a year ago, the tennis team is ready to ramp things up in the spring. Despite the success a year ago, Daria Panova's crew is not content with the 16 wins. They are hungry for more this year.
They want to prove themselves in a different way, and they don't want to hear about it last season. They want to move on, and they want to do their best, and they want to make their mark in the history.
It may be the off-season for men's soccer, but the pros are at work, and there are quite a few pro Terps. For the 15th straight year, a Terp was drafted to the MLS. This time there were 2. Offensive weapon Gordon Wild was picked 37th by Atlanta United. Former captain Jake Rosansky went 44th to the Columbus Crew. But Rosansky signed to play in Israel already, and he's in action for Maccabi Netanya. Mazel tov to him. And finally, former Terps goalie Zach Steffen made his debut for the U.S. national team a couple weeks ago.
Alex, Zach Steffen made plenty of great plays when he was a Terp, but the current Terrapins making some great plays themselves. So without further ado, let's take a look at our top 5 plays from this past week. Our countdown starts on the mat with who else other than the 7th-ranked heavyweight in the nation, Youssef Hamida with the takedown in overtime to get the Terps a much-needed win.
An historic performance at number 4. Audrey Barber on the bars here. Sticks the landing. She won the all-around, as did her team.
Keeping with the Xfinity Center theme, number 3 is on the hardwood. A no-look pass from Daryl Morcell to a streaking Dion Wiley, who weaves his way through for a lay-in.
Well, here's Caroline Steele again. She's somehow able to score, falling down against William and Mary. Noah, most other weeks she'd be number 1, but not this week.
Yeah, tough to top this. Bubba Fairman, who in his debut, folks, tallied 3 goals, nearly matching the total of the entire Navy team. And Fairman, with his hat trick, is our Terp of the week. The number 2 recruit in the nation is off to the races in College Park. Bubba and the Terps will be back in action Tuesday as they host Marist at Maryland Stadium before heading to High Point for the weekend.
Well, as we all know, injuries are never fun, and there's something that the Maryland men's basketball team has had to deal with a lot this year. Justin Jackson, Even Bender, and fan favorite Andrew Terrell all out for the season. And with so many injuries, our dear friends from What the Sports, Ryan Homler and Zach Solon, decided to go out in the streets and do some scouting for the team.
What the Sports in the streets, we teamed up with the left bench to get some answers about Maryland basketball. Ryan Homler, Zach Solon here, ready to find out who the Terps need in order to compete again. Maryland basketball, who are they getting now?
Well, I mean, as a Knicks fan, I'd love to say Kristaps Porzingis, but
he's hurt. He's hurt.
Any single person?
Any single person.
All right, I'm thinking they get Giannis Antetokounmpo to come out there.
All right, the Greek Freak. Guys, Maryland sports, a lot of injuries.
What are we going to do?
LeBron James.
LeBron James. Are you nervous that he would just drink like too much wine and like pass out or like kill the chemistry or anything?
Hey man, Maryland sports, a lot of injuries. Who can the Terps get to help him out?
No idea, don't watch sports.
No idea? No watch sports? If you had to pick one person to play basketball, who would it be?
Basketball? Someone tall?
Guys, Maryland sports, a lot of injuries. What's going on? Don't like seeing that.
All right. So yeah, Justin Ferrier back here again. The question I was asked was, who would make an excellent addition to the basketball team? I'm thinking either LeBron or Obama.
No. I mean, man, how do we feel? Terps basketball. What's going on? Hey man, Maryland basketball had a lot of injuries this year. Who do you think the Terps could get to help them out the rest of the season?
What?
What's going on, man? What's your name? Maryland basketball's had a lot of injuries this year. Who do you think the Terps can get to help them out?
Help him out?
Anyone.
I think Kevin Brown would be a major.
Our own Kevin Brown.
Little cut. How bad did the 6-year-old beat you up?
Yeah, it was a tragic accident. You know, it was a rough fight, but in the end, I think I came out victorious. LeBron James.
LeBron James, all right.
He doesn't like Cleveland anyway. Might as well bring him into college, huh?
That's right. How about you?
John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh. All right. How about you, man?
I'm gonna go.
That's all the time we have here. Thank you for watching.
Well, some savage reporting from Zach Solon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so now we bring in another one of our great analysts here at the left bench, Juan Herrera, the one and only. And it's a wonderful return to Juan Final Thoughts. So Juan, take it away.
Glad to be back. It might not be football season anymore, but a former Terp is making waves in the NFL coaching market. The Colts have hired former Eagles offensive coordinator and Maryland quarterback Frank Reich as their new head coach. The Colts will be looking to bounce back after a bad season, and if there's anyone who knows about bouncing back, it's Reich. In 1984, Reich helped lead Maryland to an incredible 42-40 win against Miami, despite the Terps trailing by 31 points at half. So it's safe to say that the Colts are in good hands.
Good stuff, Juan. I'm happy for Reich, and I'm happy for Torrey Smith, who just won the Super Bowl. But are we happy the Eagles won, guys?
You know, it's always nice to see a Terp win the Super Bowl, but, you know, as a DC sports fan, I can't be happy about an Eagles win.
Yeah, not many people are over here. I will definitely say that.
We got Cleveland fan, Green Bay Packers fan.
A little bit of everything here.
What are we going to do? One of these days we'll see a title or something like that, right?
Yeah, hopefully one day. But that's all for our show today. I'm Noah Gross. Make sure to keep up with all of our daily content on Facebook and Twitter at The Left Bench, as well as online at theleftbench.com.
And we'll be back with another show in just a couple weeks. But for now, for all of our Left Bench TV crew here in College Park, I'm Alex Flum. Thanks for watching.